going to go ahead and call the Special Finance Committee meeting for August 14th, 2025 to order. The first item for business is to defer the minutes from the July 17th, 2025 Finance meeting.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. The next item on the agenda is a bid award for Raymond Avenue Drainage Project to the low bidder KBR Properties LLC, doing business as Bretter Construction, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, in the amount of $842,701.20.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
About time.
I think it's just one. I think you covered that. Would you like to?
I can.
Yes.
If you look at the actual details on it, we're requesting 842,701, and in the narrative, it shows the increase in the budget is 841,701. So I think that's just a typo. So we just need to make sure that the lesser number is the actual 842 number instead of 8.
We will get that correct.
Thank you, sir.
There's one more.
Yes, sir.
I know there's a difference somewhere in the neighborhood about 300 some odd thousand between what we accepted in the next bid,
Yes, sir.
next lowest. And my concern is change orders. What do we have to govern that they won't work their way back up?
That is a very valid concern, sir. And we've had conversations with the low bidder twice. City staff has had conversations with the low bidder twice. Once during the bid opening and 2 weeks after the bid opening, as well as the architect having, the engineering firm having conversations with the low bidder to ensure that their dollar amount and their figures were correct. We gave them several weeks to make sure that their numbers were good to go and they could still perform with that dollar amount, knowing that we were not gonna allow any further change orders, and they were good with it. And that's when they signed that paper to say, with the architect and with us, that they were good with their number. So there, I promise you, there will not be any change orders for this project.
I look forward to
I
it.
refuse, I told them.
You know, these are recorded. You know, these meetings are recorded. You do know that.
100%. Billy Oxians, as procurement director of the city of North Charleston, will not be bringing any Raymond Drainage Avenue project change orders. See you next week.
Is there any other discussion?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a lot of permit compliance language, but there's no plain statement about protecting local waterways or green spaces beyond meeting the state requirements. So who will monitor the environmental compliance during the construction? Would it be the city or the contractor?
Should be a third party. It'd be the city and the third party.
The city has MS4 inspectors and the contractor has been requested and required to have independent MS4 inspections also.
Okay, so and what happens if the environmental permits are violated?
Up and tell them to fix it.
Heavy fines.
Are we good? I think good?
Good.
Any other questions? Any other comments? Hearing none, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
It's my district.
Alright, there are no other items on the agenda. Is there anything else to come before the Finance Committee?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
we had talked in the past about staggered terms, and I talked to Chris about it to see when we could bring it up again. Mr. Chris?
It'll be on the committee of the whole next week.
Okay, thank you.
I was trying to figure out how that related back to the Finance Committee, Councilman
Well,
Drum.
because this is the
Gotta
only
raise
meeting
funds.
we're
I wasn't real
having
sure,
tonight.
so.
Raise funds to run.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
I also spoke with Chris about governance documents, rules for council members.
Yes, so you wanted to have a conversation about whether or not you all can govern yourselves or hold people accountable or other council persons accountable. And I'm happy to well, the short answer is yes. Obviously, you don't have the authority to remove anyone, but if there's removal from, I guess, positions, like if you're chairing a committee, that could be addressed if you are looking at whether you want to censure someone, you could do that. And so we can draft it however you want, but I think the only way it would really work is if y'all have a conversation and tell us what type of regulations y'all want to see. And then we presented and y'all can approve it or disapprove.
And what about the travel policy?
So the ordinance addresses travel, and it basically says that the finance chair will review the requests as they come in based on the budget. He approves or disapproves. If you want to question whether or not he is all right in his decision, then it would go to the body and y'all will make a decision. So that's covered in our section. If you want a more detailed set of rules, you can tell me what you want, we can draft them and then present those to you all for review. But there is some language in there now.
I would like to add to that language.
Okay, and so, Mayor, what I would suggest is, just like we're gonna have the staggered terms conversation next week, we could put that on the agenda as well.
Okay.
And that'll give y'all between now and Thursday, any type of, I guess, governing rules or regulations that y'all think would be appropriate. We'll discuss those and then I can get a draft for y'all.
Legal director.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
I think I'm done, thank you.